All praises due to the Most High, family. We back with another basketball breakdown. We talking NBA Finals. San Antonio Spurs, New York Knicks, Game 2. And so what we saw, family, was the New York Knicks seize a commanding 2-0 lead in the NBA Finals, family. Straight up taking 2 wins on the road. The Knicks, I believe, are on a 12 or 13 game win streak. A 12 or 13 game win streak. And it doesn't look like they're slowing down. Family, if you're rooting for the Spurs, it's not looking good right now. Really quick before we get into it, family, we're on the road to 100 YouTube subscribers, family, and we are creeping closer and closer and closer. I appreciate you guys showing love. It's free. It helps spread the videos to other people. So we appreciate you, family. Thank you. We are slowly but surely approaching 100 YouTube subscribers. Okay, family. Why are the New York Knicks? How did the New York Knicks, these Knicks, the New York Knicks, how did they come into San Antonio and effectively steal your lunch and eat it in front of you? Now, family, don't confuse me. I am rooting for the San Antonio Spurs. I have to be honest with you about what I'm seeing. And of course, we're talking about professional sports, family. We're talking about the height of competition and human athleticism, human athletic ability, right? There is no one reason for any outcome. It's a confluence of reasons, right? All happening at the same time. So, but one of the things that come to mind first, family, is I see 2 teams here. I see one team who knows what heartbreak feels like, and they're playing desperately to avoid that. They know what's on the other side of losing, and they are desperately trying to avoid it. The other team doesn't quite know what that feels like. And so they're not desperately trying to avoid it. They're trying to avoid it at their leisure. They're trying to avoid it at their convenience, but they're not desperately trying to avoid it. And so that's why home court advantage didn't matter. That's why having the best player in the world didn't matter. Right? Does anybody watching this right now, does anybody watching any type of basketball actually think that Karl Anthony Towns, great as he is, I'm a fan, that been a fan since he played at Kentucky, right? Does anybody really think that he is a better player straight up than Wemby? Of course not. He is certainly outplaying Wemby right now, though. Why is that? I mean, he's got a lesser role on his team. He's really the number 2 guy instead of the number 1 guy. Although he's playing, like, if the series continues at this trend, Karl Anthony Towns is my Finals MVP. But he is the number 2 guy, a lesser role, less expectations. Yet and still, he is outplaying Victor Wembanyama. Okay. Jalen Brunson, who was the leader of that team, he's showing more desire than anybody else on the court, in my opinion, right? And the team is certainly following his lead in that way. But I see the New York Knicks as desperate. It's not even like, of course they're desperate to win, like they're athletes and they're competitors, but it seems like they're running as if that feeling of losing is chasing them. And I don't see the Spurs running away from that feeling, right? Now, Victor Wembanyama. This was a terrible time to have maybe like your two worst games. Maybe I'd have to think about that, but this is certainly up there for some of Victor Wembanyama's worst games, certainly since the new year, right? Like the Spurs were on like well, they did finish with 60 wins. They were on like a 80 win pace after the new year, right? And Victor Wembanyama was certainly, he was pushing for MVP, right? Like let's not forget that. So he's been playing great. And so this is a really unfortunate time for the other shoe to fall and for you to have really back-to-back poor outings, right? The numbers may fool you a little bit because he did score, but that's why you need to combine it with the eye test, family. Victor Wembanyama in this series thus far has taken too many three-point attempts. And after game 2 in a 1-point loss, this is a terrible time for Victor Wembanyama, who is a great free throw shooter. He's shooting like over 90% in the playoffs, and he had 3 free throw misses. And we know he had the turnover at the end of the game, and he still had an opportunity to win the game with a jump shot over Mitchell Robinson. Oh, Victor Wembanyama, just grab and take what's yours, family. You got to grab and take what's yours. And I think for the long-term success and benefit of Victor Wembanyama, this was necessary. This was necessary. How else do you explain these types of outings when the stakes are this high, right? I think he's learning now what is required of him to be successful later. This heartbreak, this moment that he'll never forget. Man, I really let that one slip away. I really let that one fall out of my grasp, because that's what happened. Us in game 2 is a perfect microcosm of that. Man. And Victor Wembanyama, it's a youth thing, and we're trying not to label them as too youthful and too inexperienced, but that is a thing, right? When you're always coming back from behind, when you're always playing with your back against the wall, right? That's what keeps you from being a champion. The champions execute out the gate and continue to execute and execute and execute, right? And that's what the Knicks are doing. That's exactly what the Knicks are doing. The Knicks are certainly putting the pause defensively on the Spurs right now. Okay. I really don't have any. Man, we got exactly what we wanted from De'Aaron Fox. Julian Champagnie, again, not enough shots. Just not enough attempts. Not enough attempts. And if we're going to have a flamethrower like that, I feel like now I'm like the biggest Champagnie fan. And I'm really not, but like look at his efficiency. We need to take advantage of that. Devin Vassell showed up, and man, he's really made me a fan this series. I was kind of a Vassell doubter, a little bit. I'm a believer now, for sure. Yeah, I'm running out of time, family, and I don't want to do too much box score stuff. The last thing I'll say, family, is I mentioned earlier, Karl Anthony Towns is out playing Victor Wembanyama. His box score doesn't look too crazy. But maybe I did say that. If the series continues at this trend, Cat is my Finals MVP. I think I did say that earlier. But he's certainly having a great series. And Jalen Brunson, is keeping the ship steady, I think. Just with his presence and leadership and aggressiveness. But Cat is the Finals MVP. I'll leave it at that. All praises due to the Most High, family. Peace and love. Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go.